Okay, so this is the video I wanted to do to show how to have proper hand and body placement on your client so that you're able to work the inner corner and the outer corners of the left or the right eye, depending whether you're right-handed or left-handed. The most important thing I want to talk about is the lash bed that you have. The proper lash bed, a good lash bed, should be where you can put your legs underneath and either raise or lower your chair to where you're at a perfect 90-degree angle. So if you have one of the beds that has one of these wooden boards across here and you're having to do this to work, over time it's going to cause a lot of pain in your back. So you want to make sure that you get a bed that has an opening right here and that your bed is a good height ratio to your, proportionate to your body and your rolly chair. Once you have all that in a good place, when you work with your client, you want to be as close as possible. So again, right underneath your client's head should be right about your chest level. I don't like to make skin-to-skin contact with my clients because either I'll start sweating or my clients will start sweating, and that's just not sanitary. So I always like to create a barrier using about 3 or 4 of the selected size paper towels, and then just making a wrap around my client's head. When you're working with your client, you're going to put your isolation tweezer on your non-dominant hand and your pickup tweezer on your dominant hand. So if I'm working on my client's outer right hand corner, then my body can be positioned this way. However, when I transition into working into my client's inner corner, I'm going to move my body this way, okay? And my hand, the placement on my hand is going to be very much on my client's forehead. So when I'm working this inner corner, as you can see here, like this, I'm not twisting my wrist by staying in this position. I'm going to move my body. I'm going to place. I'm going to isolate, pick up and place, okay? Most right-handed artists have a hard time with the outer corner on the left eye. The reason for that is because if you're working, staying in this one position on the outer corner of the left eye, you're really extremely bending this wrist. And so it's a very uncomfortable position. And so instead of having security and stability, you want to hurry up and get out of position. And so then your lashes don't stay or you don't have proper isolation. So to fix that, same thing, you move your body, place the hand on the forehead, and that way your wrist is nice and comfortable and you have stability on the client's forehead. Also, don't be afraid to come across placing your hand on the client's chin or on the cheek. Your client is expecting you to touch their face. If you don't touch their face, it's almost like, oh, this person must not know what they're doing, or maybe they're a little bit beginner because I'm not feeling that contact. The more contact you have with the client, the more secure and stable they feel about the procedure. The key to being a good lash artist is you have to be able to make your movements with intention so that your client feels confident in your abilities because you feel confident in your placement and your movement. So a lot of beginners want to do things like up here and, oh, I don't really want to touch my client. I don't want to put too much pressure. I don't want to bother. It's important to practice your hand placement. It's important to practice, how much pressure and depth to put on your tweezers onto the skin. If you are using gel pads, as long as you're not perforating the gel pad, you're fine. If you're using tape, as long as you're not perforating the tape, you're fine. Most people like to use a combination of the blue tape and the gel pads, and it makes it cushy and the client's not going to feel. So don't be afraid to use the client's face for stability with lashes.